All right, this episode of Foreplay is brought to you by our friends at Dollar Shave Club. Buying a razor is a lot like buying a car. To get a smooth luxury quality, you have to pay a huge price. You're most likely paying for splashy marketing, features that you don't actually need. That's why I shave with DollarShaveClub.com. A lot of people have been complimenting my beard lately. I mix it up. Sometimes I go with a little scruff.
It looks great right now.
Other
Very
times,
clean.
Thank you. Other times I'm real smooth. Right now I got a nice, clean little well-sculpted beard. That's how I get there. It's Dollar Shave Club. It's a smarter choice. Luxury quality at an economy price. Dollar Shave Club's razors are amazing quality. They've got the shave tech I actually need and none of the overpriced gimmicks that I never use. I just saw an ad for the Razor Monopoly's newest razor. Have you guys seen this thing? It's like 24-blade, swivel pivot, robo-razor, robo-cop shit. Don't need it. Ridiculous. Every year they make a tiny change to the razor, try to convince us that it's totally new. We need to spend even more for it. I'm done with all that thanks to our friends at Dollar Shave Club. If you haven't tried Dollar Shave Club yet, you're missing out. There's never been a better time to give them a shot. Right now, you can get your first month of any of their amazing razors for only $1, including free shipping. And that, after just a few bucks a month, there's no long-term commitments, no hidden fees, and you can cancel whenever you want. Get your first month for just $1 at DollarShaveClub.com, then just a few bucks a month after that. It's DollarShaveClub.com/Fore, Fore. That's DollarShaveClub.com/Fore.
This episode of Foreplay is also brought to you by ShipSticks. Guys, if you aren't already using ShipSticks when you travel for your golf trips, you're starting around a couple over. You've probably seen their ads on the Golf Channel and CNBC. ShipSticks picks up your golf clubs from your home, golf course, office, or hotel, whatever is most convenient, and delivers them directly to wherever you're staying or playing. Instead of lugging them to and from the airport and wasting your time at baggage claim, use ShipSticks to ship them ahead of time, and your clubs will be waiting for you when you arrive. As the largest golf shipping company in the world, their prices are the lowest, starting at $39.99, which by itself is cheaper than most airline check bag fees. Pretty great combo. You can eliminate the hassle of traveling with your clubs while saving time and money. My pal Riggsy, I believe you have used ShipSticks a couple times. Is that true?
I have. I've used them many times. My buddies use them. It's unbelievably easy. You don't have to lug them, like you said. You just fucking ship them. They show up. You're there. You ship them back home. They show up at your house. It's great.
Boom. There you go. All you have to do is go to shipsticks.com. That's shipsticks.com. Click ship now, and you'll be on your way to a hassle-free golf trip. Enter promo code BARSTOOL, BARSTOOL, for 10% off your next shipment. Once again, that's shipsticks.com, promo code BARSTOOL for 10% off your next shipment.
All right, we are back with episode 13 of Foreplay.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. We're about 2.5 months into this gig. We've been at the Masters for a week. We did 3 straight Foreplay episodes from Augusta. Mm-hmm. It's nice to be back in the studio.
I was telling you this before. It feels like we've been gone from the studio for months.
Forever, it feels like. It's nice, but it does feel a little too professional, I think.
There is something to be said for when we're in Augusta, we're recording in bedrooms with loose microphones. Kind of, you feel like you're just on the grind, ragtag, doing your thing. Here you come back, there's studios, there's microphones, we got headphones, the whole deal. It takes a little bit of the magic away.
This feels a little too structured. We had the tech guys like checking our fucking levels and stuff earlier. I don't know about that.
I will say we came in here and it looked like a bomb went off in this studio.
Yeah, so we had a bunch of other podcasters were in here before us. It's chaos in here. The table's all crooked. I don't like that. I like the table to be nice and centered. So it is a studio, but it's still a little ragtag, which we like. Mm-hmm. I have a couple don't say words this week. Fuck is still on there. I say that too often. Love it, which is going to be key for our interview, I feel like, is where I drop that too often.
Yeah.
And then the word wild I've been saying a lot lately.
Wild.
I don't know where it came from, but it might have something to do with the fact that the Blues are playing the Minnesota Wild.
Okay, it's just on your brain.
Saying wild all the time, so try not to say that. Those are my do not say words. This is the first week, too, in a couple weeks that we're back to our original format, the traditional format.
Yeah, when we were down in Augusta, we were just kind of running through. We just wanted full-length episodes. We recorded them all in one piece. This time, we're going to be back to the old way. We're
going to have from the gallery. We got a fantastic guest in Steve Elkington, Elk, coming up later.
Big Elk.
We have to talk a little bit about the electric factory that is Frankie Borelli. maybe the biggest star we've ever had on the podcast.
No doubt about it. I wouldn't even say maybe. I would say absolutely. His episode got more positive feedback than anything we've ever done.
The greatest day that was ever had. If you haven't listened to it, it was Frankie, Sunday night. We did all this prep work. We had these different segments. We were going to talk about different shots that were hit at the Masters. Instead, all we did was we grabbed Frankie Borelli off the street about an hour after he stumbled his way home from the Masters, as giddy as anyone you've ever seen in your entire life.
The idea was to grab him, have him come in for 10, 15 minutes, recap his day. You know, what shots did you see? Where did you sit? Next thing you know, we had the whole house in this one tiny bedroom. Pete checking the levels. I'm doing air quotes because he was only going to be in there for a couple of minutes and then leave like he usually does. Frankie was so infectious and his boy wonder was so happy and on display that he just stuck around the whole time.
We didn't realize that Frankie was basically on the fucking green for every shot that you've ever heard of in the Masters.
If you listen to the episode, you will hear Frankie say repeatedly, this isn't what happened. These are the shots I saw.
Yeah.
And he kept saying that, which was a great point because what it kind of sounds like was he was recapping the Masters. No, he was recapping every awesome shot that he saw. He saw all the perfect shots.
And kudos to Frankie for battling the crowd. He seemed to have just overpowered everyone, basically, outsmarted people, got front and center. He was just disregarding the rules, laughing at people that were following the rules. Being a single is what really drove everything for him, because if he was with anybody else like us, even though we were working, he wouldn't have been able to do half of the stuff that he did. So being by himself was a big factor. When you got that kind of flexibility, it's nice. You can just buzz around. You can weave in and out. Frankie did it. He told us all about it.
It's actually why I'm a big proponent of going to movies by yourself. A lot of flexibility. You're on your own time. You get both armrests. It's a good thing.
You know, I'm a big fan of skiing by myself.
Okay.
You get to cut the lines as well. They always have the singles line. You're not hitching your wagon to like, well, I don't want to do that run. It doesn't have as many bumps as I like, or it's too hard for me, or whatever.
Yeah.
You just do whatever you want. Ski your own ski.
I'll take it one step further. Living alone is the best thing.
It's basically life alone.
As you grow up, you find out that being alone is really the bee's knees.
Yeah, you're real flexible when you're just alone. It's nice. So, but anyways, we're back to the original format. With that comes a little greenskeeping. We have a special giveaway that we've never done before.
Very special.
Thanks to our friends over at Cobra. We got a brand new Cobra King F7 driver. If you go on my Instagram, which is at Riggs Barstool, I posted me hitting a couple balls with this thing. They're calling it the wood grain. I call it the guitar finish, it looks like. It's supposed to look kind of like an old school persimmon wood.
It does.
It's a little bit of a throwback. It is sexy.
Let me tell you something. Riggs put that on Instagram, and it went wild in the office today. So much so that office manager Brett and previously mentioned Frankie Borelli thought that the video was fake.
The ball comes off so beautifully off this fucking thing that people think it's fake. They thought what is it, CGI?
Yeah.
They thought I CGI'd the ball looking like that off the face.
Office manager Brett said Photoshop, which made no sense.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
CGI made the most sense. But if you watch the video, it looks like the ball disappears after you hit it.
So here's how you get yourself a Cobra King F7 driver, brand new. The thing is awesome. It's got a nice stiff shaft in it. Gotta love a nice stiff shaft. You got to go on to iTunes and leave a 5-star review on the Fore podcast. You got to subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Now, we have learned that when you leave reviews, they're very difficult to track, a.k.a. we can't track who left them.
Which is good for you. iTunes and Apple do a good job of protecting your identity in terms of, when you wear and when you leave a review, but it kind of sucks when we're trying to give cool shit away.
Very good for your privacy. Here's how it works. You take a screenshot of you leaving the review, post the review, take a screenshot, DM us, direct message us the screenshot of your review on Instagram. We're at ForePlayPod on Instagram. We're going to go through all of our DMs over the next week. You got 1 week. Whoever leaves the best review and also follows us on Instagram and DMs us the screenshot of their review on Instagram wins a brand new Cobra King F7 driver that looks like wood grain persimmon wood / guitar finish.
Yep. And we are going to check if you're following us, so don't try and... Because I think
no shysters out there.
Yeah, I think Instagram DMs are open for everyone at all times, so you would hypothetically be able to DM us without following us. That's not going to fucking fly. You got to follow us, send us a review, iTunes, and that's how you potentially win a Cobra driver.
This thing's awesome. I used it this last weekend. I played golf on Saturday with my boys. It looks so much like a guitar that whenever I would hit a good drive, my buddies would go, well, you really strummed that one nicely, Riggsy.
I like that.
So there's a lot of good jokes to be had in there. Sexy driver for free. Go do what we mentioned, and you can win it. Also, on greenskeeping, we need a producer/intern, maybe 2.
We do. Robbie Fox's role is going to be lessening, I believe.
Yeah, he's graduating.
Yep. It's bittersweet.
Honestly,
He deserves it.
It's good news for pretty much all of us. Well, it is good news for all of us. Rob has basically gotten too big for this show, which is fine. He's on to bigger and better things. It's fine. But
also, the show's gotten too big for Rob at the same time because
I would agree.
we need super golf-centric people. We're getting our Instagrams blowing the fuck up, our podcast blowing the fuck up. We're going to Augusta. We're going to all these places. We're getting ready to play rounds of golf with some PGA Tour guys. We got all kinds of stuff in the works.
Yeah.
We need guys that got our back, the behind the scenes. Rob's got his hands in all kinds of different jars. He's the MMA guy. He's at Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's doing great. Rob's getting replaced.
He does do a great job for us. And another thing, but he's also not a golf guy, which he knew.
Not really.
We
yeah.
knew that coming in. We were just looking for a hardworking guy to come in and help us out, edit the podcast, do some of our social media stuff, go through our emails. Rob was the best in the world at that, but we need somebody who knows golf.
So here's what you do. You email summerinterns@barstoolsports.com. That's summerinterns, one word, at barstoolsports.com. In your subject line, include foreplay, FOREPLAY. Include that in the subject line. Here's what we need. It's going to be paid. Everything's going to be paid. You're going to get money. We need someone to produce the show. That means you got to find guests. You got to run and sort through all of our emails, through all of our DMs when people send 5-star reviews because they're trying to win a free driver from Cobra. You have to hold a video camera when we decide to spontaneously go shoot really cool videos. You got to be able
Times Square, spring break around New York City.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. Super viral. That shit happens spontaneously. You need to be able to do everything. Now, you don't have to come in and be some ninja right out of the gate. A lot of that shit's easy to learn, but you need to be multi-talented. You need to be multifaceted. You need to be a cool guy that likes golf. Send an email, summerinterns@barstoolsports.com. Include foreplay in the subject line. We need producers. We need interns. We need people to run social media. All kinds of shit. If you're out there, you think this sounds like you, we're looking for you, email us. Did I miss anything, Trent?
No, I don't think so. I think you nailed it. Also, just got to work hard. Be ready to work hard. That's the best thing that Rob ever did at this place.
Rob's greatest attribute, he's a hard worker. He's a yes man. You ever ask him if he can do anything, he just says yes and then either fails or tries to do it, which is great. So you got to be like that. You got to be like Rob. We need a new Rob. We need a couple new Robs. We're looking for you. Find us. We'll find you. Also, merch. Unbelievable merch. We got more stuff coming out. This weekend, we're going to have brand new stuff coming out. Little teaser there. You're really going to like that. We've already, Masters Week, we launched our new polos.
Yep, the green and the spring-themed ones.
Spring-themed in air quotes.
Wink.
Spring-themed
Those are
polos.
selling like crazy. People love them, and they shipped right away. We've already got people sending us pictures of them.
Which is rare.
It's
got to feel good.
It's Barstool running like a well-oiled machine for the first time in forever. And, yeah, I mean, what else do we got? Oh, we got the I Love Foreplay koozies, which are hot in the streets.
Those are hot. The towels are still going nuts. Anytime I see one of those, they look so sexy. I think those are selling so well. We got the Saturdays for the boys towel. We also got just the classic Barstool blue and red logo towel.
We took a bunch of merch down to Augusta with us to give out, because we're awesome people.
Yep.
And people were almost fighting over those golf towels. That's how awesome they are.
Old men were coming off the streets that had never heard of Barstool before. Like, I got to get one of those fucking towels.
I golf on Saturdays. I feel like I'm a boy at heart. Give me one of those fucking towels.
Go to the store, Barstool Sports store. Go to the foreplay section. We got all kinds of good stuff in there. On to a little, I don't really know what we call this. What's the Rigsy Golf Minute? I toyed with calling it the foreplay update.
The foreplay.
Like before we get into the foreplay podcast, it's like a little foreplay on foreplay.
We'll workshop that.
We got to workshop that. Big week for foreplay guys. We obviously had our boy Wesley Bryan earn his first PGA Tour win. Golf claps everywhere. Also down on Hilton Head, we had Ali Schneiderjans finish T3. Ryan Palmer finished T11. I don't want to mention it, but I do have to. Our boy Jim Herman posted a crazy 12 over to miss the cut down in Harbortown. So hopefully he turns it around a little bit. Frankie Borelli, who's maybe the most famous foreplay guy that we've ever had, as we mentioned. He had a nice week off, spent a lovely weekend up in Long Island with his buddies. Have to update everybody on Frankie Borelli, the most famous foreplayer there is. But back to Wesley Bryan, first win, RBC Heritage. Pretty jam-packed leaderboard. What'd you think of the weekend, Trent?
It was great because it's what we're talking about now, that all of our, we were almost headed towards a foreplay playoff.
Which would have been great.
Which would have been awesome just going into it, knowing that one of our guys was going to win. Ollie's up there, Wesley's up there, Palmer's a little bit back, but he's still up there. I didn't know how excited I would get when one of our guys was in it. It's way more fun when one of our guys is involved.
It really is. He's especially, they're a great dude. You've heard some stories. You've talked to him a little bit. You know a little bit what's under the hood. Wesley was maybe one of our most popular guests we've had outside of Frankie Borelli.
Yeah, and he was kind of, this was more of a win than if situation. Here are his last couple finishes. T4, T7, 69, nice. Tie for 62 and number 1 at the RBC Heritage. So he's been trending in this direction.
Speaking of 69, he also opened with a 69 at Harbortown.
Nice.
Kind of a theme, nice. But he went 69, 67, 68, 67. All 4 rounds in the 60s. He also had 3 wins last year on the web.com tour. It was just a matter of time for this dude.
It's a great story, too, and we told it when we had him on our episode. Go back and listen to it. He's a trick shot guy who, the Wesley brothers, everybody knows who those guys are. Or the Bryan brothers.
Bros.
Sorry, Bryan bros.
No, I was trying to think of it, too, because you get with bros and brothers and Bryans, there's all kinds of shit going on.
Bryan bros. So then you got him. He's going to try his hand at professional golf. You think, okay, here comes a trick shot guy. He's going to fade out. 3 wins in the web.com tour. He's a rookie this year, gets his first win. I mean, yeah, and he was one of our best guests on this show. He's got personality, as we saw afterwards, talking to Jim Nance and Nick Faldo.
Yep.
Hey, what was it like out there? You're thinking, I knew I was going to win. I was a little nervous, blah, blah, blah. Wesley comes out and says, no, I was so nervous I puked in my own mouth.
I was really confused because he prefaced that by being like, I didn't feel nervous at all. So was that him being like, just kidding, I was nervous as fuck, or what?
The way that I read it, because Jim Nance said the same thing. Jim was like, you didn't seem nervous at all.
He doesn't. He looks so cool, calm, and collected.
He does.
It's almost like his tempo slows down when he's nervous or in contention.
I thought he was saying I was not nervous, but then once I saw the wind like coming down the barrel, that's when I threw up a little bit. And then he kind of because he said, what was it, on 17 that he threw up? So he only had a couple holes left. That's what I think he meant.
Because there's a lot of trouble on 17, that little tough little par 3.
Yep.
Somebody had a hole-in-one on 17 yesterday.
It's Molinari.
Yeah, you're right.
Molinari.
That's always exciting. Love a nice ace. So yeah, that was. I mean, Wesley looks smooth. His putting stroke is silky. He's just gonna keep winning. I feel like he's one of those good players. I don't know how many times we can keep saying that about young guys, because eventually there's only so many goddamn tournaments that people can
Wesley
win.
feels very real.
He's very real.
His outfits are pretty crazy too.
The aggressive hot pink pants yesterday.
Pink pants, bright blue shirts.
With that with that red plaid coat that you win, the jacket. The pink pants with that jacket.
Not sure how I feel about the RBC doing plaid jackets. It's a little too soon after the Masters. Like you're getting overshadowed for sure.
Yeah, it's always been a little weird, and I mean, it's hard to get that up for this. I was flipping back and forth Sunday because my Blues were on. If there's one sports team that I care about, being from St. Louis and being a hockey guy, it's the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
So they're on at the same time. I was trying to flip back and forth. We had a jam-packed leaderboard. At one point, there were like 12 guys with like 2 shots of the lead.
It was awesome.
Coming down the stretch.
They thought, they asked one of the commentators what they thought. The day had already started. They're like, what do you think the posted score is going to win this tournament? It was 16 under. That's what he said it was going to be. Nope, didn't go that way. Guys started coming back a little bit. Duffner, we're going to talk about. But, it was awesome seeing Wesley win. I want to go back and actually say I like the plaid jacket. That
was a quick, I didn't even say anything.
Here's
you
the thing.
reversaled yourself.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about it, and I want more tournaments to give out jackets like that, so I don't want to shit on the one that does.
Really? You literally just had the exact opposite opinion because I don't know, 90 seconds ago?
Because if the tournament was further away from the Masters, I would really like it. It just feels like, all right, we're just putting on jackets on.
Do you think they're like trying to piggyback? Like, yeah, we'll just fucking, everybody's getting jackets.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at his picture right now. The pink looks better than I thought. It's still, the pink's going to look a little preposterous with anything.
Yeah.
With those pants.
Wesley went to Taco Bell right afterwards, I saw.
Big Taco Bell guy. What's your go-to order at Taco Bell?
My go-to order is a Crunchwrap Supreme chicken and a quesadilla.
Which kind of quesadilla?
Chicken.
So see, I go chicken quesadilla as well.
Okay.
And I usually get 5 tacos as well. I get 3 soft and 2 hard tacos.
He said 5, Rob. He didn't say 1 or 2.
Crazy.
He said 5.
No, I get 3 soft and 2 hard tacos because I really like both textures, but I don't like 5 of one, so I like to mix it up. So that's my go-to.
You yelled at me over Taco Bell once because I said that the AM Crunchwrap was the greatest fast food breakfast of all time. Riggs told me I was dumb and I could never be smart.
Well, you did it in a more general sense than that. We were talking about breakfast food in general. You said Taco Bell has the best breakfast. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's
it is
just
wrong. McDonald's has the best breakfast.
Right. So that was where I was like, Rob, I'm going to fight you.
You're talking singular items is what you're talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But and if I'm feeling frisky, I'll do a couple of cheesy gordita crunches.
Okay. See, my order doesn't really change ever. I know, like, that's my maximum I can eat. When I get to taco 4 and 5, it's a grind.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, it's so delicious.
It's so delicious. Taco Bell is the best. Sometimes Taco Bell is a place I'll drop $20, $25 if I want to, and just be a piece of shit for the whole night.
So, speaking of people that probably love Taco Bell, Duff Daddy. Chubby Duff's back. He was in the mix, in the lead. One-stroke lead going into Sunday. He shot a 76. He just kind of sucked dick on Sunday.
Yeah.
I really didn't see that coming.
No, and it's disappointing because we've all wanted Duff back.
Yeah.
He's faded. He's faded for a while now, and he got skinny, which nobody likes.
No, he got skinny and then, like, got a divorce at the same time. It was, like, two just really bad vibes.
Those two have to be connected. They have to be, like, either Amanda Duffner was like, you got to get skinny or I'm leaving, but then he got skinny anyway. I think it was a result of the divorce. I'm going to get skinny, and I'm going to try to look better, maybe win her back. Don't do any of that shit. You want a major fat. You got her when you were fat. Always stay fat because he looks better. I think he plays better, and people root for him.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of where he was trending. Maybe he still is. He just had a tough Sunday. I really didn't see that Sunday coming out of him because he's one of those other guys that under pressure, he seems pretty cool, pretty calm. You know, he doesn't show much emotion, so you wouldn't think that Sunday would really get him. He's a major champ, and he's made it to another major playoff he had with Keegan. So I mean, he's been there before. I really didn't see that coming. I guess it's been a while.
Calm isn't even the best way to describe Jason Duffner. It's like he's borderline asleep all the time.
Yeah, he's just a walking, golfing, asleep person.
He hit one into the water the other day. Yeah, yes, it was a hell of a description.
Thank you.
He hit one into the water late down the stretch yesterday. And it looked like he could either hit a hole-in-one or into the water, down the middle of the fairway. It's all the same for him.
Yeah, I like, too, that the course, like when those guys were saying 16, 17 under was going to win it, I always like when the course holds up, defends itself. It's a Pete Dye track. It's very tricky, and it proved that on Sunday, which was great. 13 under winning it on the PGA Tour. That is not that deep.
No.
So it's good. It's a good little week. It's nice to see, like I said, a course play tough after the Masters. You hate going from major championship venue where guys are battling and struggling under the most intense pressure to some, cakewalk.
Yeah.
You don't ever like to see that.
Nope.
So what are you going to say after the Masters? Followed it up with our guy Wesley Bryan winning over in Hilton Head. I've been there, by the way.
Okay.
I've never played the track. I didn't have enough money, so we ran out onto the 18th fairway real quick in between groups playing by.
Yeah.
And took a couple pictures in front of that lighthouse.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we dropped a couple balls and hit.
No, we didn't have any clubs with us either.
Oh,
we just ran out there real quick, took a picture, and then ran away.
That's pretty good.
It was like we felt like we had stolen something.
Yeah, you had.
We were just running out like on Earth.
Yeah, that is weird when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like you could just walk on. It's just a slab of earth.
Yeah, that's it.
But all right.
It's just earth and grass and stuff with a nice lighthouse. So we took a picture. I'll have to dig that one up. On to headlines. Trent, I know you always like to do headlines. Walk us through some headlines.
All right, let's start off with Spring Break 2K7 wrapped up. Baker's Bay, round 2 in the books. Our guy Smiley, Spieth, JT, Ricky. Any thoughts on it? I mean,
who do you got for your MVP?
I know. My answer is Ricky.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
And I'm mad about this. These guys, all the other guys, brought their girlfriends. I don't like that.
Oh.
I
didn't
don't
even
like
think about that angle. But I will say this, they brought them later. Right? According to what it looked like? Or were they just not showing them?
I think I want to say what you're saying, but I don't think it is.
Really?
Yes.
See, that would be a game changer for me. Like if the chicks were there the whole time, pretty brutal, and kudos to Ricky for being like, no, we already talked to you, and I talked about how cool it is to be alone.
Oh.
Flexibility, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh.
So that would suck. I think that they did like, no, ladies, we're going for 3 days. Boys are going to be boys. We'll see you guys on the 4th day or whatever.
I hope that's true, but I really feel like it's not.
Mine was going to be Smiley, just because I think he gets the drunkest.
Yeah, he definitely got the drunkest the first year. I think it's probably true this year.
Yeah.
They were jumping off yachts and stuff.
Yep.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, there was the picture that Ricky took at the Ryder Cup where all the couples were kissing and he's doing
the wags.
With the wags. He's shrugging like, oh, man. And then he took another one at Baker's Bay where he's shrugging and all the – I wrote in the blog. He's doing – all due respect to the other guys and their girlfriends, I bet that's very nice. I bet that's steady, and they like that.
Sounds lovely.
They like that constant, in their life.
Security.
Being young and rich good looking, great tan, great hair,
Professional athlete.
part of like the rat pack of your sport. Ricky has to just have so much fun with that.
And he knows these pictures just pull in more tail. Every chick that sees that picture is like, oh, you need somebody, Ricky.
Oh,
Here I come.
Here I come.
Let me slide in your DMs.
Yeah, I felt that way immediately after the Ryder Cup where, because he does it right, because in the picture it's like, oh, I'm such a loser, I don't have a
Genius.
girlfriend.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
After the Ryder Cup, I guarantee he went out, had a better time with whoever he was with, whichever girl. All those other guys had to be at home by 10 p.m. with their kids, reading them bedtime stories. Same thing, probably a little different in spring break because they're all younger.
Yep.
I still bet Ricky had the best time.
I mean, he's basically drawing a viral message that says, I'm single.
Yeah.
Sup.
That picture that I put up on our Instagram got the most likes that we've ever had.
Exactly.
Because people are like, this is the best.
He's done that twice now in less than a year. So we've always known Ricky's a genius marketer. Mm-hmm. Go to a fucking PGA Tour event, tell me how many kids are running around Sunday with giant orange Puma hats and outfits on.
When we were in Augusta, Rob was like, oh man, if Ricky was in the lead, I wish I was going to bring an all orange Puma outfit.
Right.
Not just an all orange Puma outfit, my orange. I bought
it.
I
You have one.
Yes.
See?
That's
exactly.
what I mean.
So Ricky's a genius marketer. We didn't know it extended all the way to like his, whatever you want to call it, relationship
His
life,
bachelor
romantic
lifestyle.
life, bachelor lifestyle, whatever it is. Kudos to Ricky. He dominated. Very understandable that you made him as your MVP. I might have to reevaluate my thinking there.
Okay. Next headline. I really like this one.
This one's great. This is a nice feel-good story.
Yeah. Ian Poulter is at risk of losing his PGA Tour card.
Woo!
I will read the article just so we can all be on the same page here.
Take your time, Trent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let me get settled in here. All right. Ian Poulter has been playing on a medical extension after suffering a foot injury that kept him off the course for much of 2016.
Sad.
According to GolfChannel.com, Poulter needs to make $30,624 at the Valero Texas Open to keep his tour eligibility for the remainder of the season. Otherwise, the Ryder Cup star will struggle to get into any tour events without sponsor exemptions.
Woo! What a story. That just feels really nice.
Fucking guy,
Yep.
the guy who historically has thrown people under the bus. He's a piece of shit. He tries to get normal guys fired from their jobs.
He basically tries to get everyone to lose their job, and now he's losing his job.
The sweet irony. Rob's adjusting our levels because we're yelling.
We're going
excited.
nuts. We're so excited about this nice feel-good story.
If you don't have anything to root for next week while you're watching golf, I don't care if you're a golf fan. I don't care if you're not a golf fan. You have to. We looked it up. Poulter, he has to make $30,624. That's basically top 40.
Yeah, so we're dumb, but our best estimation is he's got to finish like top 40, top 39, 38, something like that.
If he had been one stroke less this week, he would have blown by. He would have jumped up a couple spots and blown by what he needed. So this is Shakespearean. It's beautiful. Just root against Ian Poulter getting into the top 40. Just hope he misses the cut.
I don't. I want it to come down the stretch because it's going to hurt so much more if he bogeys 17 and 18 to finish 41st or something.
God,
that would be awesome.
You're so right. And
awesome.
he is very prone to implosion. When he gets frustrated, it makes it so much better. He got frustrated at the end of yesterday. He 3-putted down the stretch, I want to say 15 or 16, and the wheels just kind of came off.
I love it. I'm very excited to follow this drama this weekend. Again, what a great feel-good story.
Oh, I almost want to keep talking about it, but we'll move on to... This just came out this week. Jordan Spieth and our pal Ryan Palmer are teaming up at the Zurich Classic. For anyone that doesn't know, that is the tournament coming up that's down in New Orleans, which is a team event.
Yeah, it was funny because he told us that he plays quite a bit in practice rounds with Jordan, which we didn't really know going in. Couple Texas boys.
Yeah.
They're buddies. They're homies. Teaming up. That's very exciting that we're going to have one of our guys teaming up with Jordo.
Yeah, it's the first team event on tour since 1981.
It's really a no-brainer too. I was reading an article. I want to get all this right, but I'm probably not going to. But it was basically talking about how the field for the Zurich Classic over the last several years has diminished drastically in terms of kind of star power.
Yeah.
And now there's something like 7 or 8 of the top 10 players in the world are playing.
Oh, I had it pulled up. They're like Matsuyama's playing. All these guys are playing.
Yep. So it's a no fucking brainer. Team events are awesome. That's why the Ryder Cup does so well. That's why the President's Cup does so well.
Which we can just hope now that other events that are struggling to get big fields are going to be like, oh, let's switch to a team format. I think we might see a domino effect.
Yeah, I think we really need, I still might write a blog on this, we really need a team match play event.
Why don't they do that?
I don't know. That would be awesome. This one's obviously a stroke play. I think it's something like best ball, alternate shot, or something, 2 rounds of each.
72.
And it's a total stroke play, but
yeah.
But anyways, I think they really need that. Awesome to see these 2 guys in it. We'll be pulling for them, of course.
Absolutely. Ryan Palmer, that's our guy. And, we like Spieth.
Love Spieth.
Love Spieth. Last headline of the day, Rory McIlroy is set to get married on Saturday. I'll read this article, too, so we can get all the information.
Okay.
According to multiple news outlets, Rory McIlroy is scheduled to marry Erica Stoll on Saturday, April 22nd. The Belfast Telegraph reports the ceremony will take place at Ireland's Ashford Castle in what's being billed as, get this, the wedding of the decade.
Ooh.
The timing is in line with McIlroy told reporters at the conclusion of the Masters when asked about tying the knot. I'm excited. He said, it's a great time in my life. It would have been nice to walk down the aisle in a green jacket. That's true and all that. Have you seen this fucking Ashford Castle?
No.
It's unreal.
It's amazing.
I looked it up, yeah.
I mean, R.I.P. Carolyn Wozniacki.
Oh, yeah.
None of this is good news for her.
None of this.
None of this is good
I just
for
saw
her.
she's dating David Lee, NBA basketball player.
Okay.
So she's definitely saw this news and was like,
I have to be dating somebody.
Yeah.
I can't not be dating somebody.
Because as you know, right now, as people are reading this Roy news, they're like, what's Carolyn Wozniacki up to? It can't Google it and just be like, oh, she's taking swimsuit selfies. It's got to come up in the feed saying, oh, she's dating a pro basketball player. She's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Rory getting married, hot chick in a castle. That's tough to swallow.
Erica Stoll is the girl who, back in the 2012 Ryder Cup when Roy almost missed his tee time, she apparently was pivotal in getting him from wherever he was, which is still, I don't know, and getting him to the course in time to make his tee
Yeah,
time.
she used to work for like PGA Tour or PGA Tour Media or something like that.
PGA of America was, I think, is what it was.
So yeah, that'll be sweet. Again, R.I.P. Wozniacki. That's just, nobody likes to see that.
Yeah, and you know what? I like to see Rory happy. I bet that wedding's going to be off the chain. You got to look up this castle when we're done here.
I'm going to check out the castle. I'm excited to see the castle. Big castle guy.
You are.
Yeah, who's not?
I mean, anybody who knows you
Does
knows
it have a moat?
I don't think it has a moat.
You got to have a moat.
It could have a moat. I just saw pictures of it. I think they said they use it in movies and shit. You can look it up right now if you want.
It's tough to use it in movies if you don't have a moat. I feel like it's probably got a moat.
Probably got a moat. I didn't look that close.
All right, we're going to do a little player feelings. We haven't done player feelings in a while, but we wanted to kind of jump back to the Masters a little bit. We wanted to do a quick little discussion on Justin Rose.
It's going to be quick, I think, because there's not much to Justin Rose.
Here's the thing. He's boring.
Yeah.
Don't get me, definitely boring, but I don't dislike him.
No, and that's a bad spot to be for. I think I like my golfers. I don't like being indifferent about my golfers.
No,
and
neither
I think
do I,
everyone
which
is,
sucks.
As much as I hate Bryson DeChambeau, Bubba Watson, fucking Ian Poulter about to lose his card, I like not liking those guys.
Yeah, I love it.
And I like liking Rory and Spieth and Ricky and JT. So it's tough for me to have an opinion on JT, and that's not a place you want to be if you want to be sort of, there's a word I'm looking for that I can't
Not
think
JT,
of.
JR.
Yeah.
Rosie?
Yeah, Rosie. So he's in a weird spot.
He is. I'm with you where that when it's somebody that I dislike, I want them on the leaderboard because then I root against them.
Right.
When Justin Rose's name pops up on the leaderboard, I'm just like, eh.
Right, so I was rooting. So I don't like Sergio Garcia at all.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Justin Rose by default because
But you weren't excited about it.
Right, I was just like, oh, great. It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I did like to see him hitting a couple balls off of a yacht into an ocean over like jet skis this week.
Somebody tweeted at me after we put that up or whatever that was like, is this just like a cry for help that he wants to go on the spring break trips with those guys? He's just like hitting a ball by himself into the ocean.
Like a couple islands over. Like, hey, gang.
It would have
did you guys see my ball come over here anywhere?
It would have been so great if the camera had panned over and it was Baker's Bay and like those guys on like the 8th green.
Yep.
That would have been great.
Yeah, like chugging a drink and jumping off a yacht, doing like a flip.
Like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, so that's how we feel about Rosie. On to our interview portion of the show. We got a big one We've been going back and forth with him for a while trying to figure out best time to do it. But, he's an outspoken guy. He's a major champion. He's won a couple Players' Championships. Everyone, please enjoy this interview with Big Elk, Steve Elkington. This electric interview with Steve Elkington is brought to you by our friends at Drizzly. Drizzly is the world's largest alcohol marketplace and best way to shop beer, wine, and liquor with the speed and convenience of 1-hour delivery, in-store pickup, or home shipping. Customers can easily browse and order their favorites from the Drizzly website or mobile app. I've been a Drizzly guy for a long time. I know a couple guys that work there. We have many, many, many times over the years ordered Drizzly. They just bring it right to your doorstep. It's an hour or less every time. It's unbelievable. What's the most important thing that goes in your golf bag, Trent? Alcohol, beers. You need it.
I love all that stuff.
Drizzly will bring it to you. You got to be 21 or older. Sorry, Rob. Use the promo code FORE. That's FORE. When you check out to save $5 on your next order. You shop beer, you shop wine, you shop liquor on drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com, or on the Drizzly app. Go download the Drizzly app. The best selection and best prices. They deliver right to your door. The app makes it super easy. They got everything you could possibly imagine. It's beautiful. It's easy. Use the promo code FORE. That's FORE on Drizzly, DRIZLY.com, or the Drizzly app, and they deliver alcohol right to your door. You get $5 off your next order with promo code FORE, FORE. Get it, Drizzly. Let's do this. All right, now we are joined by Steve Elkington. Big Elk, it's cool if we call you Elk?
Big Elk may not be in there, but let's just go with Elk.
Perfect. We'll call you Elk.
Big Elk would be my dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go. We kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, but your son Sam is, we've talked with him quite a bit. He's friends with a couple of our guys and all that. So we're curious. Do you know much about Barstool or follow it at all?
I do. I followed on Twitter. I know you guys were down here for the Super Bowl. Sam said he went down to watch you guys, and it was like standing room only. You guys have sort of so I'm in the same business a little bit as you guys. Mine's more just golf instruction. But is there a focus point for you guys other than is it an age? It seems like you've captured the college guys. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's funny because we do have a lot of kids, a lot of the guys in college that are kind of like to just have a good time, like to, let's say, not be necessarily politically correct. That kind of crew, they kind of gravitate to us quite a bit. So it does make sense that we figured you'd be a good guest because I don't think you're a huge politically correct guy.
Well, I live in Texas, mate, so we have guns. I think I got 3 squirrels this afternoon that were in my feeder, 2 with 1 shot, which was I'm really fired up about that. And my caddy over at Champions Club, Greenwood told me that if I shot 3, he wanted to eat them, and Greenwood, and I couldn't do it, mate. They seized up. I had to go to the store and get some drink, and now the squirrels are out there. They've all seized up, and the flies are on them. So, mate, I had to ditch them. Greenwood's going to be upset with me.
Yeah. See, that's what we're talking about. That's right up our alley.
Yeah.
But I would say that's pretty much our brand. We like our followers like to just have a good time. Trent and I, we cover the golf. We're huge golfers. We're huge fans of the game. And you've actually been one of my dad's favorites for a long time.
Now, I saw you guys, or somebody was at Augusta, right? I saw a picture you posted.
That was us. Yeah, me and Riggs were at Augusta.
Yeah, so I was there all week, and of course, you know this is better than I do. You can't have phones, and then Sam came in on the weekend because he had school. But what did you guys? It was first time, right?
It was our first time down there, and
I'm interviewing you guys now.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say. Ooh,
yeah,
I like
right.
this.
I like that. It's a little role reversal, but yeah, it was our first time down there. We went in for the first time on Tuesday, and we just were basically starstruck by the entire place, the entire operation.
It's like a national forest, right?
That's exactly what it felt like.
It was that way because we walked the course, like Riggs is saying, on Tuesday, and then you remember, oh yeah, like the greatest players in the world are coming, like Rory's coming down the fairway. You forget because you're there to see the golf course itself that, oh yeah, also the greatest players in the world are going to be here.
Yeah, you're sort of preoccupied with what you're standing on. It looks like it's AstroTurf, right?
That's exactly how we felt.
Little known fact about you guys is up at the clubhouse area, they built a new building over on Berkman Road. I don't know if you guys heard of the Berkmans. It cost like $10,000.
Yep.
It's got 5 restaurants in there, got chipping greens and all. Berkman's was the name of the original nursery that was there when Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts bought the property, and there's a road that borders the Augusta called Berkman. So they named that Berkman's Place, and they did that to take away, and the reason I'm telling you this has an ending, the reason they did that was to take away pressure from the corporate people. I know you guys weren't in Berkman's because that's 10 grand a ticket.
Oh no, we're not the kind of people that go into Berkman's.
But up at the clubhouse, they left that for all the major champions like me, mate, so you guys can wander up there and have a little look at us like we're in the zoo.
I was going to say, you guys are like your zoo animals.
Have you ever seen one single rope right up there that's got more power than the one at Augusta? It's like 1/4 of an inch thickness. It's better than the velvet rope in some downtown Manhattan strip joint, isn't it?
And Elk, that's how we felt the whole time. I mean, anytime we saw somebody in a green jacket or somebody behind some ropes, we just looked at them like they were gods the whole time.
Is there any more power than that little rope there up at Augusta?
No, those ropes, they were terrifying. We kept saying we felt like if our arm went across it, that it would just like get shot or zapped.
Yeah, you
or
get
something.
shocked, thrown out.
Yeah, exactly.
Pass would be obliterated forever, and everyone that you know, they would be detected and turned out and maybe assassinated.
That's the thing. That's the type of thing. It's not only they'll go after you, but they'll just take out your whole family like nobody ever existed.
That's right. And that's really, you know what? It's one of the great things left about America is that place they run it. They have their own rules, right? So watch this. So I'm a major champ. I won the PGA in 1995, and Sam and I and our daughter and wife and everyone, we go up there. We love going to the Masters, and why wouldn't we, right? But
it's awesome.
We go up there, and Sam and I, we have friends that are members there, and we actually get to go up there and play as a father and son, which is probably the best experience in the world. But so we've used our tickets, right? We've used our tickets all, through the years. Well, they made a rule. I don't know if you guys heard this, where they didn't let So now there's a new rule on the par 3 course. All of us, the major champs, could normally play in that. Did you read or did you hear?
Yeah, they cut back on that this year, right?
They cut back on that, right? So I never played that anyway. I used to say to myself when I was playing in the tournament, I think I played in 13 Masters, I said, why is these old codgers playing in this par 3 event?
Right.
Get out of here. Get back over there where you belong. So I never would play in the par 3. But, so watch this. So I call up there, and they say that, well, we're only letting you and your wife have tickets now as a major champion, not the children. But because you and Sam come every year, you get them, but others don't that haven't been coming up here. So they have this sort of...
I kind of like that.
Yeah, they have rules for each different person. Don't you love that?
Yeah, well, they're rewarding your loyalty for going every year.
Exactly.
I'm curious, how much has the place changed? I think it was it 93 when you had your best finish, which was third place?
I think I finished twice, third, 93, 95.
How much has the place changed since those years?
The course, not so much. The greens, probably very little. The length of the course, is way back. I was there 2 weeks before they played the tournament. I went up and played the course, and I caught it on a real cold day. But, mate, the course is so long. I mean, I know for you guys, and you're trying to listen to people that are listening to this podcast, and I know for you two guys that play golf, when you stand on the tee, because I know what it's like for me now, and you look up that first fairway, I guarantee you guys are gobsmacked.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot even believe how far that bunker is up there on the right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not even believable how much the course. We used to go back to Augusta, and they used to not tell us what the changes were. And I remember one year Davis Love got on the first tee, and we were swinging a practice swing, and he said to the president at the time, I think it was Mr. Stevens from Arkansas, he said, have you guys lengthened this hole? And he said, no. And he said, well, either you've moved this tee or you've moved the clubhouse. That's what he said. They used to not tell us.
I got stuck. I went down a rabbit hole this past weekend of going through all the course changes, and they were talking about how on, I think it's the 4th hole, the long par 3, how for like 20 years they just lied about the yardage. And they just didn't change. They changed the yardage, but just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, so, Augusta, which I think is one of the last great frontiers of I would say it's the political incorrectness of all time. Now, how has it changed? Well, the infrastructure around it, as you guys saw, it's almost like going to Disney. In fact, one of my friends who's a member remains anonymous, told me that they brought Disney in and asked them how they could improve the property, and the only thing that Disney could tell them that they could maybe put a perimeter road around it so they could come in like the spokes on a wheel to redo everything underground, from underground. So they have tunnels there now. So my caddy Possum, who's up there, and Possum's in charge of don't know his real name, so don't even ask. Possum.
We won't.
He's in charge of taking care of the members, the green coats, while they're on property, and he runs a little cart barn. So he feels like he's got a lot of power. So I saw Possum up there, and he said, "Hey, you got to come see the tunnels." And I go, "Okay, here we go." So I get in the. So for you guys, orientation wise, I would have been near the old driving range. There's a tunnel that goes under right there, all the way back now to the new press room. So guys that come off the 18th green, they take them straight into the tunnel, and the tunnel's all the way back under the new driving range, all the way back to that press room. But then as I was going through the tunnel, it looked like the Boston tunnel with all kind of lights and everything and attendants. I saw not one, two, I saw 3 wings off to the left and a couple to the right. I'm like, where'd they go, Possum? He goes, mate, I don't know. I've never been on this tunnel.
Well, we kept talking because somebody would have a rules violation question on the green, on 11th green, and somebody waved their hand, and it looked like officials were coming out of the damn trees.
Yeah, every hole at Augusta has what they would call a certified rules guy, and then a corresponding one from one of the major organizations, so that and you know what, to be honest with you, that's the way to do it. Instead of have a guy walking with every group, just have one stationed, and so if there is, as you guys know, there's been Roberto Di Vincenzo signed the wrong scorecard at the Masters to lose. Could you imagine an infraction now at Augusta? What drama, right?
No, that would be chaotic. So we got to ask what were your thoughts down the stretch? Obviously, it kind of turned in on the back nine to a 2-man race with Sergio and Justin Rose. Were you pulling for anybody?
I was just curious to see how everything was going to shake out. Justin Rose has proven himself, over and over. That guy, he's a very stoic guy. I really like him. He comes across as being real English and real proper, but he's a good son of a bitch. And he'll sit there and have a couple of whiskeys with you if you want to.
I like that.
And Sergio's, very unpredictable. He's a nice kid. We've all seen him come out, and he got so much game. This guy had so much smash on the ball, right? We have a thing, you guys have heard of TrackMan, right?
Yep.
So TrackMan is a measuring device that measures every. It was built by a Dutchman. They put them on warships to capture the data on missiles that were off ships. Well, we use them in golf now, so we can measure angle of attack, slice, all this stuff. Well, TrackMan has a stat that I like. It's called Smash Factor. I don't know if you guys have heard Smash Factor.
I love the name.
Yeah, and this could get me in trouble with all your people, because they may turn this into like a chick, like a Smash Factor.
I like that.
Smash Factor is.
You did that. We didn't do that.
We're gonna start talking about chicks based on their Smash Factor.
So I would have jumped ahead of the curve.
I don't even. I was gonna say, I don't think I would have put those two together, but you did, and I love it.
So what do you think about this chick's Smash Factor here?
So 1.52 is as high a Smash Factor you can do, which is all the stats combined that makes you the less amount of dispersion on any of the stats combined. Come up with the most Smash Factor is 1.52. That could be a Barstool hashtag 1.52. It would be very, underground, which is kind of you guys, right?
You might be onto something here.
Could be onto something. But anyway, Sergio is a big Smash Factor guy. He's always had big smash. But he always sort of, I don't know, really emotional. I was with Jackie Burke, who's 94 years old. He won the 56 Masters, and he said, when he bogeyed, 11 and 10, 11, and Jackie Burke turned to me and said, this guy always seems to stand on his jockstrap. So, that's old school. I mean, I don't even know if your people know what a jockstrap is, but hey, we could throw one up to show them. My caddy used.
I'm an old hockey guy. I used to rock a jockstrap back in the day.
Yeah, jockstrap.
Oh, yeah.
So 1.52 is big Smash Factor. And you know what? I talked to a few people, and I was just curious, and I think nobody was more curious than Sergio himself, was how he was going to handle what he did, and it's a very rare, it's a very unusual air that's out there. I've been in it. It's different. It's once you get to swinging out there and you're hitting it good, like, I mean, are you kidding me? We'll drive a 8-iron to the 15th hole to make an eagle?
Whew,
I mean,
yeah.
You got to be shitting me.
And
I mean,
under that pressure, and we've talked
yeah,
at
but
length
an
about
8-iron, I'm like that's like me smash factor 3 wood.
yeah. And it's crazy
Drive
because
a
there were like
8?
5 different times that we thought, oh, this is where Sergio collapses and we don't see him.
Yeah, exactly. So, when you think back at some of these statistics that are now coming out about Sergio, where he didn't have a 3-putt for the week, or he didn't take his shoe off and throw it into the gallery, or he didn't get a loogie and put it in the hole after he putted. All these statistics now become more meaningful now that he's won the Masters, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he would sort of melt down his own deal, right?
Yeah, and we
But
kept
I
waiting
think
for it.
I think it's maturity, mate. I think he's got he's engaged, and mate, he's probably down to his last 150 million, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it's tough spot to be in, I would imagine.
Lives in Switzerland. I mean, he has a Cadillac and he tows another one. I mean, that's his deal.
That's not a bad deal. That's way different than what we do.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen your office. I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a shithole. It's a
It can
goddamn
be a little
shithole.
bit of a shithole. You should have seen where we've been recording our podcast from, but
Yeah.
So sticking with the Masters, the big news going into that week was Dustin Johnson came down with a bit of a back injury. What were your thoughts on that whole situation? How does something like that happen?
I don't know, mate. I really don't. I don't know. There's all kind of conspiracy theories out there.
a lot of conspiracy theories.
Lots of them. Whether he, whatever. He's.
Go ahead, Elk. Go ahead, Elk.
Well, no. I kind of discovered Dustin Johnson when I'll tell you Dustin Johnson's story. So when the first tournament he ever played on tour, I got paired with him on a Saturday. We were playing at Torrey Pines, and we were teeing off at like 7:00 off the back 9. It was foggy and cold, and I meet this guy Dustin Johnson. He got this funky looking swing with the left wrist is all fucked up looking up top. Can we say that?
Oh,
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
And I play the whole deal, and I shoot a really really nice round, and I go back to my room, and I'm staying with another guy on tour, and I said, hey, I think I just played with the next best player I've ever seen. And he goes, no shit, who was that? I said, Dustin Johnson. And he said, well, I've never heard of him. What did he shoot? And I said, I think he shot an 80. And he said, well, why would you think he's so good? And I said, I don't know. I just saw he's just loose and limber, and he's free-flowing, he attacks everything, and he's got pretty nice touch, but he kind of screwed up all these holes. But anyway, so I flew him up to Pebble Beach with me, and I played 3 practice rounds with Dustin Johnson the next week. He wins that next week at Pebble Beach. So I'm back in L.A. for the next week is the Los Angeles Open, and I'm what's our guy's name that is the logo for L.A. Lakers? The logo?
Jerry West.
Jerry West. You guys there, Jerry West?
Yeah, Trent nailed it.
Yep, Jerry
You know
West.
who he is, Jerry West.
Oh,
You
of
heard of
course.
him?
Of course.
I'm playing golf with Jerry West at Bel Air. Dustin Johnson calls me and says, I'm taking you guys to dinner. So I said, okay. So we're down at this bar in Malibu or somewhere with Jerry West and James Worthy and all these guys. And Dustin Johnson's a rookie, comes in, and he goes, $10,000 in cash on the table. He goes, Elk took me up to Pebble Beach. He showed me how to talk to me about how to win this thing. He said, when you guys spend that, he said, I got another 10 in my pocket. Dude
Get
just
outta
has big
here.
cash in his pocket, just slaps it down.
God, that's great.
So, he started getting in trouble a little bit. He was doing some crazy stuff, probably no less or more crazy than most other guys that came out of college. And I saw him once or twice, and I said, look, man, I don't want to see your name in the paper. Let's just go with the golf thing. Let's leave all the. He says, I get it. So anyway, I think so. That was that. But he, I think Dustin Johnson is, major gifted player. There's no doubt. I don't know what happened with the back. Who knows?
Yeah, it
But
was tough. It was tough to see because we were pulling for him. We were there. We wanted to see him play. We never really seen him up close before, so that was
I had
shitty.
him picked as my guy. He was my guy. I had him picked. for the win.
Yeah, it was going to be hard not to pick him. But anyways, who knows what happened. Hopefully he gets back soon. Moving on a little bit, I think we're about 4 weeks out now from the Players' Championship. You
guys going down?
So we were there about a month ago, and we went there for PGA Tour Media Day. We got to play the course. Have you been able to check out any of the renovations at all?
Mate, I'm huge there. Huge. I've won
That's
it
your
twice.
spot? I know. That's why we were going to bring it up.
91 and 97. Are you guys going to it?
So we're contemplating going. We have to convince our bosses that it's worth it.
Mate, I have the big show. My bus. You know, it's the biggest bus in the world. You guys can pull it up on the thing, double decker. I'm going to have it set up just down the street there. We're going to have a bourbon tasting down there. So maybe, I don't want to predict anything, but maybe we should do a show from down there.
I think we have to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bourbon sponsor, unnamed at the moment. We're going to do a show. We'll have some baby dolls come in there, talk to you guys and all that kind of thing. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds perfect. We're going to crush some bourbon and talk some golf with some baby dolls.
Yeah, the baby dolls. Got to have the baby dolls. The Players it's a wonderful tournament. It's probably the hardest tournament to win because you have to have so much precision. You know, so many guys that have not been able to win that tournament. And for me, personally, I've done really well there. Obviously, I've won it twice, 91 and 97. But my game is perfectly suited for that because I'm a kind of a sniper. You know, I hit at all pins, and I'm a straight driver, so course perfect for me. Not so good for guys that are all over the show. You know, wild hitters can't do squat there.
Well, yeah, you've won there twice, which is, look, Nicklaus, the only one that's won more than twice. He won 3 times there, and only 5 guys have won there twice. I mean, is that what it is? You're just too good of a sniper, Elk?
I'm a sniper, mate. Jack never won at TPC. He hated that course. He won across the street at Sawgrass, but Jack's my idol. He's the guy. But the best tournament I ever played, probably from Thursday to Sunday, was the 97 Players that I won. I led the tournament from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You guys know what wire to wire is, right? You guys know that?
Oh, yeah. You ended up winning by, 7 shots there, I think?
Yeah. But what's better, this is a Barstool trivia question. What is more ass-kicking than wire to wire? There's only about 3 guys have ever done it in the history of the tour. What is more ass-kicking than wire to wire?
What is more ass-kicking than wire to wire?
Think about that for just a second. Let that ponder.
Oh, I don't think I know.
I know you don't know. Otherwise, you would have just blurted it out. More ass-kicking than wire-to-wire is shooting the low round of the day on Sunday with the lead.
Oh, I would guess you did that?
That is ass-kicking.
That's a Elk special.
Because, you guys know this, you're young golfers. If you go out with a lead in the afternoon, it's not likely. There's always someone's going to shoot a low round, and you may not shoot the low round, right, coming out last. So ass-kicking is when you shoot the low round of the day in the last group.
I respect the hell out of that. So what all are you gonna be doing down there that week? Are we gonna expect some partying? Are we gonna expect just a bunch of bourbon tasting? What are we gonna be doing?
Yeah, I think what you said A and B was that 2 separate questions, or was that?
That's kind of one question.
We're just trying to get a feel for what you're going to be doing down there.
My office is down there for my company. Secret Golf is down there. All my staff are there, so I'll be doing some stuff. But I'm going to go out on the course, and a lot of my players that are in my company are playing. Duffner's playing, Perez is playing, Ryan Palmer, Kokrak, Patton Kazire, Brian Harmon. I've got like 8 guys playing in the tournament.
So, it'll be a good time. We also got to talk. It's a President's Cup year. You've played, I think, 4 President's Cups, 94 through 2000. It's up actually near us at Liberty National this year.
Terrible course. Looks terrible. Tom Kye couldn't have done a worse job if he just played Scrabble and just threw his hand out there.
What don't we like about the course?
Well, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? I mean, it was a flat piece of land, and it doesn't look right, does it? Have you played it?
I haven't played it yet. I think we might try to get out there before the President's Cup.
I doubt it. It's 500 a man or 600 a man, isn't it?
We'll have to work some connections.
Yeah, connections.
So President's Cup's obviously been tough for the internationals. I think U.S. has won 9 out of 11. What do the guys have to do this year to kind of turn it around?
Well, it's the culture, right? I mean, the Americans, for some reason, have been able to really kick our ass in the President's Cup. And, it's not so easy when and this is not an excuse, but it's not so easy when, for those that don't know, the President's Cup is a match between the American team and everyone else in the world except Europe. So we have Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, all the others. So, we throw our deal together for a couple of weeks. Beforehand we find out who it is, and we got to try to beat the Americans that know one another. It's not so easy. Now, we won the match in Australia. Greg Norman and I were there, and we played basically on our home course down at Royal Melbourne, and we thumped the Americans down there, and it was good. But the President's Cup has lost steam. I mean, the marketing machine for the tour, they're going to make it work no matter what. But the internationals, they got to play better. I don't know whether it's on their radar or not. Like all these world events that these guys have. I mean, mate, you guys can't name me anyone that won a world event. None. Either one of you. There's no way.
What's a world event? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like who won the world event last year? The world whatever. I mean, the way the tour works, you guys remember who won Greensboro or won San Antonio or they won wherever, right?
Yeah, it's very PGA Tour focused.
Yeah. So the world events, I don't see it working.
So it's gonna be tough for the internationals. I mean, I feel like, Ryder Cup, it's got all this passion, all this fire. I feel like the President's Cup doesn't really have that.
Just lately, right? The Ryder Cup last year. Now, I want to focus in on that a little bit. I think Patrick Reed, last year was just so incredible, and now the guy hadn't showed up at all. It's almost like Ian Poulter, who was on their team. He could play out of his ass on their team, but he can't play dead out on our tour, right? Now, I think Patrick Reed can play, but for some reason the guys can excel in that environment. And I think that the reason that is they can just go berserk with their emotions, and the worst you can do is lose one hole. I actually think that you guys, I hope you remember on the 17th hole of the match between Rory McIlroy and Patrick Reed when they were just smoking it. You remember coming out of the gate?
Oh, yeah. It was great.
They came to that 8th hole, and Rory made that 100-footer, remember?
They're doing the finger wags, the whole deal.
All that, and then Patrick Reed put it on top of him.
Yeah, like a 25-footer.
I think that destroyed Rory McIlroy.
Really?
I reckon that's changed his whole psyche. That was the biggest FU moment that I've ever seen in golf.
Patrick Reed just murdered Rory?
I do. I think he changed his whole show. Rory had that, and he was stomping up that green like he was getting ready to take over the world, right?
Oh yeah, he was yelling at the crowd, the whole deal.
Yeah, this guy pumps it in on top of him, and funny enough, not 8 years earlier on exactly that piece of turf, they reversed it. There might be something Bermuda Triangle about that piece of earth right there, but I want to bring you guys back to when Tiger got beat by Y.E. Yang. You remember up there?
Yep.
He had the big cock on his back. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
The Le Coq Sportif. You have to have the at the end. Can you say it back to me?
We're not, neither one of us are capable of saying. Try it, Trent.
Wait, say it one more time. I'll repeat it back.
The Le Coq Sportif.
The Le Coq Sportif.
Yeah, he had that big cock on his back, and when he beat Tiger, it was exactly on that same piece of real estate. Did you know that? You guys don't even know that exists out there. That's the Bermuda Triangle on the tour that took down two of the legendary players. I'm bringing this to you, Barstool Sports, foreplay. First time ever has anyone's ever heard of it.
Just a little Bermuda Triangle up in Minnesota, and I don't think we knew that.
Yeah. And we call it the Mapatazzi. You know Tasmania? Same shape, right? Mapatazzi?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm a little quick for you guys. I thought I read the bio.
You guys are Australians. You guys are sneaky.
You guys are pretty slow. Anyway, so where were we? So I think when you get a girl naked back before 1980, when you looked at her, you saw the Mapatazzi, right? Okay, that's where we're at.
That makes a lot of sense. You
guys don't even know what that is.
The things you're saying are great for the podcast right now. We're loving it.
So I think that Rory McIlroy got his dick squashed right there on that green, and then Patrick Reed stomped all over him. And I think that dented his armor just a little bit. I think he took a ding, a big ding.
That's our guy, Captain America.
Yeah, big ding, exactly, Captain America.
So what's Elk up to today? I've seen a lot of stuff over on Twitter about this secret golf chatter.
Yeah, that's me. My company, Secret Golf, is, mate, I'm a little different from you guys. I produce different kind of content, but my content is primarily the one that I'm really excited about. Is I have 16 players under contract at Secret Golf, so I do all their media for them on the web. So I do private channels for them.
Okay.
So for example, Jason Duffner is one of my guys. I'm shooting Brittany Lang, the current U.S. Open Women's Champion. Each one of them, I do a private channel, so you can go on there and see everything that you can't see. Literally what you're talking to me about tonight. You can't see anything about those people. My company was born by my thinking that when I played the tour, Monday through Sunday, the tour owns our content, owns us. We play for money, and that's cool. But, we have a 30-year experience, and you guys all want to know what I know. When I play with you guys, I'm going to show you shots, and you want to know that. So that's what I shoot. Basically, that's Secret Golf.
We love Duff. Is he as cool in person as he comes off to us?
Duff's a very cerebral guy. He looks like he's got no personality, but you can't shut him up, and he's wonderful. He's probably one of the most gifted players. That guy didn't have a scholarship to college. He walked on at Auburn. He's a PGA champion. He knows so much about his swing and so much about his golf. Of course, you can learn all this at secretgolf.com under his private channel. But anyway, mate, we're having fun with that. And Barstool is Sam just walked in. He's sitting over here eating Kung Fu Louie Chewy, Chop Suey Louie. He's got some egg rolls going over here. And
tell him we said what's up.
Yeah, I tell him the boys said what's up. Yeah. Hey, what did you guys think about City down here when you were here for the Houston?
So Trent and I didn't make the trip. That was all our coworkers that were down there.
Oh, that's you guys don't do the majors? I mean, you don't do the majors.
No, we were at the Masters. None of our coworkers were at the Masters.
So listen, are we circling the wagons here? You guys are going to come down to the Players, and we're going to do something?
So we got to connect on that. We got to get it approved, but I think that there's a lot of good reasons for us to come down to the Players.
I may open my own podcast system here coming up. Lots of people want me to speak on that with PGA Tour and all those. My company, I'm interested in people coming to my site to see our content. So when I talk to viewers like you guys or whatever, if you're interested in golf, then to learn about what it's like to be a tour player and how they do it, then that's my deal. So I do things around that.
Well, yeah, I think that all of our listeners will be fascinated. I think we're fascinated. That's why we wanted to have you on. You're a very interesting guy. You're a major champ and all that. So
very interesting guy.
Yeah, so we'll have to check that out.
Right on. Well, let us know. Text Sam, and I'll have his people talk to your people through my people. How about that?
That's perfect. That's exactly how we like to operate.
Yeah.
All right, Elk. We really appreciate you hopping on.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care.
That interview with Steve Elkington was brought to you by our friends at BombTech. We want to tell you guys about a direct-to-consumer golf company that we are huge fans of. BombTech Golf is disrupting the golf industry as we know it. That's bomb as in explosion, tech as in technology, and golf. Well, this is a golf podcast, so it's golf. They are one of the fastest-growing golf companies out there because of the quality and value they provide. BombTech builds clubs for the average golfer. They don't give a shit about pros or retail. They only care about you. They may be pissing off the entire golf industry, but they don't care because their only goal is to offer you, the regular golfer, more for your money. BombTech offers the Grenade wedge set, 3 premium wedges for just $97. You get a 52, 56, and 60-degree wedge for a total of $97. That is absolutely unheard of, and the quality is incredible. We've got a couple of these wedges around the office. People keep coming up to us, whoa, where'd you get those? We tell them BombTech, our friends at BombTech. These stainless steel wedges are backed by a 60-day guarantee. If you don't like them, just send them back for a 10 or a 100% refund. That's all of your money. They ship next business day, and you really can't find better performance and value combined. BombTech has partnered with Foreplay for an exclusive offer. Go to Google and type in grenade wedges to find BombTech Golf. You can take an additional 15% off the grenade wedge set using coupon code BOOM15 or BOOM15. That's BOOM, BOOM15, one word, BOOM15. Seriously, while you're listening to us right now, Google grenade wedges and check them out. Both Riggs and I have the wedges, and we really stand by their quality, performance, and feel.
Love them.
Love them. Again, Google grenade wedge sets and go get your wedges.
All right, that was Big Elk or Elk.
Elk. He wanted to be called Elk.
He did
Big Elk's
not
his
want to
dad.
be called Big Elk. Did not
Not
want
at
to be
all.
confused for Big Elk. Steve Elkington. Wow.
Wow, that's the only way you can describe it. What a guy. What a personality. He could have talked for 10 hours with us.
He really brings it. There's no doubt about that. We've been trying to get him on for a while. He is a quote machine. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to – we're already running pretty late at this point on the podcast.
Yep.
Typically keep it around an hour. I think we're already at like an hour 15.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to cut the back end a little bit short. We do have a little something for everybody's favorite segment from the gallery.
Yup.
This week, Trent, we got a guy, Tim from Boston. He says, "Hey guys, obviously a big part of the allure of the podcast. You guys aren't, type of traditional kind of pretentious golf media. You seem like cool, fun, normal guys that would be really fun to golf with."
Thanks, man.
Appreciate that, Tim from Boston. He said, "Who in that light would be the two most fun people to golf with in golf media, in your guys' opinion?"
So we're already playing. We're all just going to assume one of those guys, right?
Yeah, I've already just put in another one because we're both going to just assume David Faraday.
David Faraday is number one draft pick, 1-1 the whole time, because you're going to have a blast with him. I know he's not a drinker anymore, but he's still David
His
Faraday.
stories,
Yeah.
his commentary, he's fucking hilarious. Just everything he said after every shot, I feel like would be laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, because everything he says during golf tournaments are laugh out loud
Exactly.
funny. It'd be the same thing except he's with you, making fun of your golf swing. Stories would be a big part of it. His show is great. He's interviewed countless people. He's got countless stories, the whole deal. And he'd be able to tell you stories that you hadn't heard that he can't tell on air.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he seems like one of those guys too. He's just a really good guy who cares about people.
You know what?
He seems very profound.
He does. He's intelligent and profound and caring. He's everything you want, and I would like him to be my friend.
I like how much we just like that he's caring.
It's true though. Like he gives off that vibe
Very
where
sincere.
you would hit a bad shot and you're like 50th bad shot of the day, and he'd still be like, "It's all right, man. Everything's gonna be fine."
Yeah,
We're
and
just-
he'd feel sad if you're sad.
I believe they call that empathy.
He'd be empathetic towards your bad play.
Yes. So David Faraday, no doubt pick. And then, so what did he say? 2 people?
Two people from the golf media. So the idea is that it rounds out a foursome. It's you, me, and two
okay.
other bros.
Gotcha.
Or
Dude,
people.
who's your other one?
So I'm gonna go. I think this one might be a little bit unpopular, but I would go Nick Faldo.
Okay.
I think Faldo is hilarious. I think he's different from kind of the typical golf commentator. He's got a ton of majors. He's been there before. He's closed and all that. He also has kind of that almost eccentric image from when he was a player, how he stuck to himself.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't really talk to him much, and a lot of the guys tell stories about how they're stunned that he's an outspoken golf commentator
Very personable, all that shit.
Yeah, because he's super personable and friendly and all that. But I also, a couple weeks ago on one of the broadcasts, Sunday morning, he came on, I think it was during the match play, and he came on and he clearly was hungover / still drunk as fuck. And he could barely commentate what was going on. And I thought that was absolutely hysterical. He's making all kinds of random comments about Austin, which is where the match play was, and Austin's a great time. So he clearly had gone out and had a good time. And then I also saw him on walking around the 18th green at Augusta on Sunday morning. And he's got this big presence. He's won there. I think he's won 3 green jackets. Hope that's right. And he's out there walking around on the green, and I don't know if I told the story in the last one, but he looks over at the gallery and he goes, "Has anybody got any balls? Golf balls to throw around?" And one of the guy in the crowd goes, "I've got 2. And then Faldo goes, "You can't say that at Augusta National." So he seems like a good dude.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. I'm already regretting my other pick. Nick Faldo is much better than my pick.
Okay.
And it's for reasons, but Notable Gay is my other pick.
Wow. What? I thought you like sneaky hated Nota Begay.
I do sneaky hate Nota Begay, and hopefully he doesn't know that, because I would golf with him and I would get every bit of Tiger information out of him that I could.
Gotcha.
That's why.
That's your angle.
Yes, I want to play 18 holes. I'm in a somewhat confined space with Nota Begay for 4 hours, and I'm just going to ask him questions. I guess I'm looking for stories from the old college Stanford days.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking for, like, what's actually going on right now. Because Nota Begay knows all those stories. I'm convinced, again, hopefully he doesn't listen, I'm convinced that Nota Begay has a job because he's friends with Tiger, and Golf Channel wants those scoops. But that would be a good round to play golf with.
Trent wants those scoops.
I want those scoops.
You're angling.
I'm angling, and I feel like he doesn't give enough scoops on the Golf Channel. So that Nota Begay would be my other guy.
My other guy is Peter Jacobson.
Okay.
I like him.
My
I just
other
think seems like a total bro.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I didn't pick one other than Nota or David Feherty, but my last pick would be Johnny Miller. I would pick him and like kill him.
Interesting. So you just like hit him with a golf club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Run him over with a golf cart.
Yeah, I did put on here in parentheses not Johnny Miller, just because.
That's how much he sucks.
Well, no, because I really like Johnny Miller.
Oh, that's true.
But I wanted to go and clarify that while I do love him as a golf commentator, I don't think he'd be very fun to golf with.
I think he'd be insufferable.
I think he'd be insufferable to golf with. But I do, for the record, love Johnny Miller on NBC's coverage.
Ugh.
That's from the gallery. Like we said, we had to cut it short this week because Elk went long. We obviously weren't going to cut off him.
No.
His stories. We could talk to him all day. We might just start doing Blitz podcasts where we just talk to Elk all day.
I think that's a great idea. We'll have to talk about that.
Remember, if you want to submit stuff for from the gallery, it's foreplay at barstoolsports.com. Last but not least, we got to talk about the Valero Texas Open this week. The biggest takeaway going in is that our guy Ryan Palmer's playing.
Ryan Palmer's playing. Hopefully he plays well. I'm looking at a power rankings list. Number 1, Charlie Hoffman. That turns us off immediately because we do not particularly enjoy tournaments that are headlined by Charlie Hoffman.
Correct. We just don't find him to be particularly interesting, especially when he's leading the Masters. Good thing he didn't end up winning. Not that we dislike Charlie Hoffman. There's a very, very legitimate distinction.
There's a huge difference
Yep.
between not liking someone and not wanting someone to lead a signature tournament.
Totally agree. He seems like a good dude by all accounts. He's just boring to watch golf.
Zach Johnson's playing this weekend, so obviously everyone root for
Your
him.
boy ZJ. Also, my good friend Billy Horschel's in the field. To my knowledge, still the only guy that has me blocked on Twitter. But
mine is Dottie Pepper.
Oh yeah, Dottie Pepper. That's always a real sneaky fact that Dottie Pepper has Trent blocked on Twitter.
I've never gone at. Well, I made a joke. I've told it on probably the first podcast. I made a joke about her, not at her, but about her. That wasn't even that mean. And it was she must be searching her name and being like, this Barstool Trent guy's trouble.
I think Cap Father might have gone dark. He might be getting personal, taking things a little too personal. Haven't heard from him this week.
We've gone through this with Rico Bosco,
Yeah.
which I know you know some about. They're eccentric guys. You don't know what they're going to do, when they're going to appear, when they're going to disappear. So, Cat Father, we still love you, pal. It's just...
Love you, Cap Father. He reemerges here and there. You really don't know. He's kind of unpredictable. But haven't heard from him this week, so if you want picks, I'll put some into my golf preview on Wednesday. I'm going to have to come up with my own, which sucks. So I'll have to think about that. But what an interview this week. Reminder that you can win a free driver if you go leave a review. Take a screenshot, DM it to us at ForePlayPod on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Got to follow us.
You got to screenshot. You got to leave a 5-star review. Win yourself a free driver. King F7 from Cobra. Awesome. Looks like a guitar. You can really strum it out there.
Feel free to check out Riggs' Instagram where he put up a CGI version of his drive.
I photoshopped a good drive, clearly. What an episode. Gotta love Elk. Hopefully we get him back on. I think that's it this week, Trent.
That'll do it. Hit it hard.
Get it hard.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. So far.